we have a limited window of opportunity. And what the scientists are telling us very clearly is if we do not seize that opportunity, if we do not lead the world, working with China, Russia, India, and other countries in transforming the global energy system, the planet that we leave to our children and our grandchildren will be significantly less habitable than the planet we enjoy. And my nightmare is that 20, 30, 40 years from now, our kids and our grandchildren will look members of the U.S. Senate in the eye, U.S. House in the eye, and they will say, the scientists told you what happened and you did nothing. Why did you not react? How hard was it to stand up to the fossil fuel industry and transform our energy system away from coal and oil into energy efficiency and wind, solar, geothermal, and other sustainable energies? Pope Francis recently made what I thought to be a very profound statement, and that he said that our planet is on a suicidal direction. Suicidal direction in terms of climate change. What a frightening and horrible thought. How irresponsible can we be to ignore what the entire scientific community is saying? And I know that there are many of my colleagues who refuse to acknowledge the reality. And let me just simply say this. As perhaps the most progressive member of the United States Senate, I have differences with my Republican colleagues on virtually every issue. That goes without saying. But there is something very different, Madam President, about this issue. And that is, I have been in hearings with my Republican colleagues where I've heard doctors and scientists talk about cancer, about Alzheimer's, about diabetes, about all kinds of illnesses. And yeah, I may disagree with my Republican colleagues about how we go forward, how much we should fund into the NIH, but I've never heard my Republican colleagues attack doctors, researchers, or scientists for their views on cancer research or Alzheimer's research. As I do, they respect that research. But somehow or another, when it comes to the issue of climate change, at best what we're seeing Republicans do, many Republicans, most Republicans, is ignore the issue or claim that they're not scientists, or at worst attack those scientists who are doing the research. Now, why is that? Why is that? Why is it that my Republican colleagues accept the research on cancer, on Alzheimer's, on all kinds of illnesses? They respect scientists who are working in all kinds of areas. But somehow or another, when it comes to the issue of climate change, my Republican friends are in denial. And what I will say, Madam President, is this has nothing to do with science, and it has, sadly and tragically, everything to do with our corrupt campaign finance laws, which allow large corporations and billionaires to contribute as much money as they want into the political process.